What a weekend it has been for the Escape from Tarkov community. In the words of Chris Isaac, the world is on fire and no one can save me but Nikita because we need some communication and a podcast. So let's go way back to the beginning on Friday, where a bunch of people were waking up to bans of 60 days for suspected RMTing. I made a video on that, covered it in some detail, put it on Twitter, etc, etc. A little while after these bans were handed out, people started promoting this and saying, I don't know why I've got banned, I'm scared, I'm confused, 2 months of Tarkov, gone down the drain, whatever. And then we got some information from one of the community managers that was posted inside of a closed off, event only Discord where content creators are invited in. The CM said inside of this and added everyone and said, we'd like to remind you about the practice of streamer kits and money sharing through the flea market. Throughout the years of the development of the game, we have always recommended avoiding excessive use of such practice. As Nikita mentioned on one of the podcasts, taking and giving a kit to a friend will not get you flagged, but if you continuously take not only kits but half of a player's inventory, this is something that will not be tolerated. And the same applies to money transferring through the flea market. There will be no clear line drawn, and we understand that might be a little confusing on what you should avoid doing in the future, but at the same time we believe the initial stance of Battlestate games on this topic was forgotten and allowed some to go through this endless loop of getting boosted by their viewers. Understandable, they don't want someone going in, getting everything given to them by their community members. Absolutely fine. But where is this line drawn? There is no clear line, and they refuse to draw one, as mentioned in this statement. Because it's not just streamers that are getting banned for this, it is random players. I have had countless people, streamers, not streamers, message me saying that they've also been banned for 60 days as of the 15th of February, and they have no idea why. What's funny is someone that I know personally has been banned for 60 days, and they don't even play the game in online. They go in, play offline because that's how they enjoy it, and that's it. They play with a starting gear, no idea how to play PvP, and they've still been banned. And this is for RMT, or suspicious acts that they have picked up. Where is this line drawn? Sure, we understand that taking in one viewer kit is not going to get you banned, but someone that would take in random meme kits for a day during a stream, or would help their friends consistently because they're either new and you've got better gear and you want them to be viable in PvP at late stages in the wipe, or you've got tons of money and you want to help your friend out by giving them a kit occasionally, or your friend keeps dying and you bring out their kit into the next raid over and over again. That, the more often you do that, is going to get you flagged for a potential RMT. Firstly, I don't think that's right because it's playing to a standard that BSG don't want in their own game. They're trying so hard to get this game to work with team play, and if you can't bring someone a kit in, that isn't really team play, is it? And I get a singular time or a couple of times doing this is not going to get you flagged, but if you have to consistently do this, or you're helping someone new in the game, not to get an advantage, but just to help them out by bringing their kits back in or giving them a helping hand to be viable in PvP, and that gets you flagged, then to me that isn't in the whole team play aspect. Now there's tons of people in my Twitter feed, other Twitter feeds, OnePeg's Twitter feeds, everyone that I've spoke to about this has some sort of haters going around with pitchforks and fire saying streamers should not be receiving any items from their viewers, it's unfair and not good at all. Well, as I've mentioned, it's not just streamers, so treat everyone equally and imagine this situation if you're one of those pitchfork in hand people. If this was a brand new player, right, you're a brand new player even, and you've been handed something to get you going, and your teammates are bringing out your gear when you die, that's not RMT, that's team play. The BSG endorsed Sherpa program has been around for as long as I can remember in Tarkov, and if you were to go in there honestly needing help as a new player and die, your Sherpa will bring out your kit as many times as it takes if they get out alive themselves. Is that RMT? Do they deserve a ban for it? There certainly wouldn't be pitchforks and fire if someone found out that this was happening. But nevertheless, there are tons of clowns thinking that this is a pure social media engagement farm, and that's not the case. But nevertheless, the story doesn't end there because, of course, if you're hit with one of these RMT bans, you're automatically removed with every social media platform affiliated with BSG. You won't be in the official one, you won't be in the Sherpa one, you won't be in this content creators only events one. The difference is, I was never banned from the game, I just tweeted about it, saying that this is a thing that could happen to you. and BSG removed me from all of these things, expecting that I got banned as well. But I didn't. But they didn't do any digging into this. There was no communication, I was just removed. And it took an emissary, a volunteer, to get me back into these things. There was no communication by BSG, and that thing has been proven with other streamers like Vibin and all of that, not getting any communication from BSG either. The fact that a consumer has a right to know why they're banned, and every ban has the same error code so they can't actually find out themselves what the ban was for, and then there's no communication on why it can't be disclosed, what they were getting banned for, it's not fair, and communication needs to be clearer on BSG's part, and that is an outright fact. An absolute prime example of this lack of communication is by having all of this RMT stuff disclosed in a private content creators only Discord where half the stuff we say is not allowed to be shared. Talking about this is likely going to get me removed from it again, but at this point, I couldn't give a monkeys. Currently, you guys have had nothing on Battlestate's official social media communication channels, you've had nothing in their official Discords about this, and it's not fair on you guys, first of all, because like I say, this whole RMT situation, 60-day bans, is not just happening to streamers, it's happening to normal people too. And if they're confused on what's going on, they're relied on the messages of content creators that have heard this information, and they're relying on people making their own assumptions and putting it all over Twitter, so they're going to get mixed messages anyway. What they need is Battlestate to draw a clear line and tell exactly what's going on with the situation, but of course, they've released all these changes on a Friday and gone home for the weekend, and we probably won't hear anything until early next week, which is something we're all pushing for. Hopefully, you guys will hear something on their official communication channels early next week, but who knows? We hear a lot from Battlestate about their whole terms of service, rules of the game situation. Well, terms of service is the user license agreement, and the rules of the game are on their website. Both of those things are on their website, and they haven't been updated since 2018. None of these things are clearly stated in the user license agreement or the rules of the game. I've been saying this for quite a while, but I've been saying that they need to update this as soon as possible because there are tons of loopholes, things are not up to date in there like they should be, and people are getting banned for things that are apparently against terms of service which are not in the user license agreement or the rules of the game at all. So it's not against terms of service as far as law states, but hey ho. Now I'll go into detail more about this in another video because I'm actually going to break it down fully with my buddy Gray. I'm going to pay him a lot of royalties because he's a law person and he's actually able to tell us from the user license agreement and rules of the game in clear black and white what's good, what's bad, what you should and what you shouldn't do. There are no deviations from that. Unfortunately, the line is so blurred on what you can and can't do at the moment, someone needs to step in and go, well, this is what it says that you can do and this is what it says you can't. And that is that, until they update it anyway. Now lately it seems that I am the most negative person about this game and this development company, and it's really not true. I have been working with this game since December 2016 for its good and bad points. I've been working with them, putting things forward to help them go into the right direction, and giving feedback on changes that they've made for all of these years. It was only a couple of weeks ago that I was working with BSG to help resolve the memory leak issue by the video that I made last month. I want what we all want, and as a common goal we want this game to be good, with clear communication and less bugs, let's face it. So what needs to happen now, in my opinion? Well, there needs to be a ton of communication going forward by BSG, otherwise shit like this is going to continue to happen, people are going to get upset, and when people get upset on social media, it's just a conflict and a rift between the community, and that's not what anyone wants. So, clear communication. Community-driven podcasts, which seem to have gone away lately with BSG in them, needs to come back. They need to put time into actually discussing what they need to do, post all of their changes in official channels and not just internal communications between certain members of the community. And in terms of the whole ban situation, if someone has been banned, then they have a right to appeal, not just with BattlEye, but they have a right to appeal with the developers, and they should get a response directly on why they've been banned, and error codes on the splash screen of saying that your account's been blocked should specify the reason for the ban. In my case, I posted something on social media that didn't even relate to me directly, and I was removed from all social channels because they thought I was banned. There was no digging into it, there was no communication to see if I have or haven't. They only needed to go into the tweet to find out that I didn't actually get banned. There was no effort in this. They were just like, okay, scrap him away. And that seems to happen an awful lot with the development team and its community. BSG have a habit of sort of washing their hands with people once they've seen something negative or something they don't like. It's happened since the dawn of time. Eroctic was a big one. But that's in the past. We need to focus on the present. What we need to do now is wait for clear communication from BSG, and I'm going to continue to push for it on my end. And you guys need to stop arguing amongst yourself like children. We all want the common goal. We can disagree and agree on things that they do and don't do, all we want. But eventually we're going to need to stop bickering, come to a common ground, and agree on something so BSG can make a positive change to the game and get the game to a place that we all want it to be. I want you to all comment down below your thoughts and opinions on this whole RMT banning issue and the situation with the development team in general. Be as open as you like, form common communication, no arguments, just communication down there, and we can form some clear opinions down there, like adults. That's all we need to be. That's been my impression and view farm for today's video. I will speak to you in the next one. Hope you've enjoyed my rant, because it meant absolutely nothing, clearly. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I love you all. See you soon. Bye bye.